Excuse me, sir, you may want to move from that seat. Good morning, good morning. This is, welcome to 1 Million Cups. Welcome to Fat Pipe ABQ, and we'll have another good show for you today. I don't know why I'm calling it a show. My name is Eric Renz-Whitmore. I'm one of the organizers. Just one quick piece of good news. Sabio Systems has agreed to be our coffee sponsor for 3 months beginning in January. So we love that. So we love the coffee from Hartford Square. We really like community partners stepping up and helping us put these things together on a weekly basis. I want to thank you all for coming. We'll get to announcements. See, it's been so long since I've hosted, I no longer know the format. But thank you so much for coming this morning. Each week, 1 Million Cups around the country brings together two entrepreneurs to talk a little bit about their companies and what's going on with them, how they're growing, the challenges that they're facing. But it's also a great way of bringing the community together to have discussions and conversations about how they can grow those companies, but the community as a whole. One of the great things that happens is that we have folks come each week, and some of those people say, hey, I'm interested in talking a little bit about my business. Or we hear something about their business and we say, would you be interested in talking a little bit more about what you're doing? So we have Sarah Biondi with OAC Gallery, and I'm not sure what that stands for. Will we hear a little bit about that? So without any further ado or words from me, Sarah.
Good morning. Thanks for coming out. My name is Sarah Biondi, and this morning I'm going to tell you about my business, OAC Gallery, which is an online art gallery that sells original artwork priced up to $5,000. And before I get into the details of the business, I want to first start off and tell you about how the idea came about. First, how many people in the audience have kids? All right, so you know that when you have kids, all of a sudden, you just don't have the time to go out and do some of the things you used to do before kids. And that's what happened to me. When I had my son, I used to love to go out to art gallery openings, see art, what was new. But after I had my son, I just didn't have the same time. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was saying, I would love to be able to just, at the convenience, at home, look and browse online at new art and see what's available, see what's going on just around town, down at the local galleries. And that's how the idea started. And I knew a lot of artists that were making a lot of work. And all of them were looking for a place to show their work. And then lastly, I was still going occasionally into galleries and feeling a little intimidated. I don't know about you, but sometimes a gallery can be a little intimidating, or the art world can be a little intimidating. So that's sort of how the idea came about. And so the first thing I did was I did my research. I went and I looked around at what there was online. And surprisingly, I discovered that there were galleries. There were two types of galleries. There were ones that only specialized in prints. So these are galleries where you could get a print of an original work for maybe $25 to $60. Very affordable, and they did really well. The other type of gallery sold original work, but boy, did they let anybody on. I mean, the type of art was a very wide range of art. And they had thousands of pieces, thousands and thousands of pieces. One gallery has 35,000 artists. And I don't know about you, but after I look, when I'm shopping online, when I'm looking at even like shoes or clothes, after I look at 100 pair, my eyes start to kind of get blurry. So all of this research sort of informed my brand. And the brand is summed up, let's see here, in the name. The name is OAC Gallery, which stands for, let me see if I can make this larger. I better let you, thank you. The brand stands for, OAC stands for Original, Affordable, Curated. So all of the work on the site is original work, one of a kind. It's all affordable. Most of the work on the site is priced under $2,000, but as you can see here, you can search by price So you can only look at work priced at $500 and less if you'd like. And then lastly, and this is probably the most important piece of my brand, is that all of the work on the site is curated. And that means that two professional curators in Santa Fe vet every piece of art on the site. And why that's important is that I'm not an art expert. I know what I like. But if I'm going to spend $500, $1,000, or $1,500 on art, I want to know that it's also strong work, that it's going to stand the test of time. And I think that's important. And so I wanted to offer a gallery that only offered really strong work. So as you can see, let's see if I can scroll down here. This homepage will populate new art. You can scroll down easily. You can search by medium, style, artist, price, size, or color. At the top, you can view collections of art. So you can go and see what's been recently added and what's new. You can scroll just by artists. Let's do that quickly. And you can see just by the artist what's available. So there's not hundreds. I currently have about 34 artists. I'm hoping to, I want to double that. I want there to be enough variety, but I don't want to get into thousands of pieces. Oops, could somebody help me with that? So basically, one of the things I wanted to do when I was creating the site was I wanted to make the platform very easy and familiar, almost like a Zappos of the art world. I wanted people are really, if you could go back to the homepage, that'd be great. People are really familiar with this concept of being able to filter very quickly for what they want, putting it in your shopping cart. The site also offers free shipping and free returns. So there's no risk. Try something out in your home. And so lastly, let's say I promote the site nationally. I only represent US artists, and I promote it nationally via paid advertising. And then I have two national partnerships. I partner with Houzz.com, Houzz.com, which is an interior design site. And all of the artwork is available for sale on Houzz.com. They get about 16 million visits a month. And then I also partner with interiordesign.net, which is another interior design site. And all of the art is available via their product find. So you can go and search artwork. So that's how I'm promoting the site. So lastly, I just wanted to put this out to all of you, that it's been about a year, a little over a year. I'm very pleased with the site, the artwork on the site. I continue to get new artists. I'm just about to add another 2 artists. But being a year in, I thought the growth would be stronger at this point. So I'm not where I thought it would be. And part of me is like, I think this is common at a year in, but but I wanted to kind of throw this out to you because I feel like, should I continue with sort of steady, just wait it out, and I'm not really able to make a full living from this and also reinvest the money in advertising yet. And so I can continue to kind of put a little money into it and just steady and grow and try and grow it over a long period of time. I'm wondering, do I go out at this point and really try hard to get investors and really play at this upper level that my competitors are at? So these are the questions I'm sort of asking myself, and I throw it out to you, and I'd love your feedback, comments, and questions. Thank you.
So do we have any questions? Yes.
So how many artists did you say you have total? And how long did it take you to acquire them? And how did you get them?
Yeah. Okay, I launched the site with 19 artists. And I called them up, I explained what I was doing. A lot of the artists were from New Mexico. But I do have probably half right now are from New Mexico and the rest around the country. And so I launched with 19, and I've added ever since. I have 34 total, and I'm about to add 2 more. And how do I get them? I get them in 2 ways. They can apply through the site. There's a button at the bottom that says for artists, and they can send in, it's kind of cut off here, but it's down here. They can send in JPEGs of their work and submit work. I don't get as many artists from them. I actually, my curators reject a lot of the artists. They have kind of a vision for the collection. They really want the work to be strong. I end up going after a lot of the artists. And I do that with my curators. I send them websites to look at constantly, and I go after the artists myself and invite them to be part of the site.
You wish your curators were less selective.
Well, we talked about that. So as far as looking at the growth and how it's going, one of my major goals is to add more variety, but also to have the work continue to be strong, but also there's definitely, I think people like to buy more decorative art and almost, I don't know a better word, but pleasing art, like landscapes. And so I said to them, we need to do both. We need to expand and have more variety, keep the quality high, but please give me some more landscapes and some more figurative work. And so, yes. Okay, I mean, when I first started this business, my vision for it was, I didn't have a big, huge, grand vision, to be honest. I'm a single mom with a son, and I built this site literally like while he was napping. And that's really hard, and I did it because I wanted to work around his schedule. So the answer to that question is, I wanted to just support myself so that I could have this going, I could support artists and their work, I love it, but I wanted to just support myself and have the freedom to work when I wanted to and kind of dictate my own schedule. So I'm not quite there, but that was always my vision.
So if you want to be the Zappos of the art world, go get investors.
Right.
And push through this. But if you want it to be something that you like and you want to emphasize quality over return,
Yeah.
do it alone.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. In the back.
Do you have a profile of who your customer is or who's buying the art? And is there a way to create a social community that's got no selling involved in it? Maybe through social media or through a blog site or some sort of social community?
Yeah, good question. So my target, and I should first say that my background is in advertising. I am not an art person, and I'm really transparent about that when I talk to artists. I'm like, I'm a marketing person. So my target market actually has evolved a little bit with the more research I've done and what I've learned, because the insurance companies do wonderful research on the art world. And a major one just put out a report in 2014 on the online art world. And what I learned is that this online world is growing tremendously, but who's buying right now? They're a little younger, they're comfortable buying art, they've purchased before in physical galleries, and those are the folks that are buying online right now. So I am really trying to gear my advertising towards art publications because that's where they are. And it's doing pretty well. I mean, I'm getting really good traffic from that. Yes?
So you have a couple sources of what brings the most paying customers?
Right now, it's these art publications that's doing fairly well, although it's fairly new that I've been in them a few months, but it's been pretty good.
I would recommend just trying just about everything, and it's almost like an A/B testing. You're doing A/B,
Right.
C, D, E. Try and see what converts for the best.
Yes.
So it might be.
It's expensive.
Yeah,
It takes
It's actually pretty cheap. Google AdWords, you can get $5 a day or $10 a day.
Yes.
It's not enough results to know, but you can try the big advertising.
Yes.
See which one actually sends you the most informed customers, and it's that conversion rate. Visitors are actually.
Thank.
you want more paying customers.
Yes, I know.
Don't base it on,
I know.
because if
Yes.
you get more people and none of them are buying, it's not worth it.
Right. I know. So true.
So what is A/B testing? A/B testing. So try two different things. Like one of the things I used to try was buy today in my ad or buy now. Turns out buy now for my customers for one site was they would come back and sign up right away. I got the most visitors with get it free today, but they never bought because they wanted the free. So try different words, and it's literally up to the word. What
Great.
you try.
Yeah.
Every day, just try and see what brings the most value.
Okay. Thank you.
And the gentleman in the striped shirt.
So you've had customers for about a year?
I've been, launched for about a year, yes.
Have you been collecting feedback of your customers?
Yes, some. I do email them and, make sure that everything arrived well and they're happy. Yeah, I mean, it's been good. I haven't had any, people are happy with the art they're receiving. Yes.
One of the things you said is that they're very young. I mean, young people also may not tend to go to interior designers and things like that.
Yes. Mhm.
So, and also your best customer may be actually the ones who bought.
Yes.
And one of the common things in marketing is go back to the well.
Yep.
And keep getting them to come back. They're repeat buyers are cheaper usually to get.
Yes. That's a great point.
Find a new customer.
Yes, that's a great point. And I should add that really interior designers are my secondary target, obviously because of their world, sort of interior designers and art advisors. But consumers are my first target. Any other questions? Yes.
Yeah, Sarah. We worked at KOP years ago. My son hired me to do some research for him on some book publishing stuff he's doing, a big jewelry store that they're launching in New York. And through that process, I discovered something that was absolutely amazing that kind of blew me away, is that if you Google art bloggers, you'll find, and Google blogging lists for the specific industry, you'll find a whole ton, I mean, just thousands of people out there writing about art that they like, and maybe approaching them from a marketing standpoint.
That's a great idea. I actually have up here I have a tab called Guest Curators, and that's where I invite bloggers to pick their favorite pieces of art from the site. So I have all of these people, Kevin is a well-known columnist in Inc. magazine. I have a lot of art consultants and bloggers, and obviously I'm trying to get them to write about the site, but I want them to also know about it. So that's a wonderful idea. Thank you.
Your writing will pay more attention to.
Yep. I've been, one idea I had is I want to write an article and submit it to Huffington Post about art and sort of marketing and maybe even what this experience has been like. So that's, I keep pushing it, because I think I'm scared, but I think that's a good idea to do. Yes.
About strategic partners, such as an insurance company. Just because someone has purchased one piece of art, maybe you provide insurance. Maybe they have other pieces that they need insured. So the top,
Yep.
maybe an AIG or a Lloyd's that would give you some dollars,
Right.
big dollars to be at the top of your website. Because all they're really doing is getting advertising for people that have more art.
Right. Okay, that's a good idea. Yes.
Sarah, I'm wondering if you don't sell prints, if you don't, why don't you want to, and or why don't your artists want you to?
Okay, good question. So the reason I don't, there's really two reasons. I mean, I'm a big believer in original art. And I will say the why is that I think that what you surround yourself with is important. The people and the things. It's hard for people to understand the things, but when you wear something you really like, you feel good. And I think it's important to have original art. I think it's really important to support those artists, and it's a really special thing. But also, I feel like from my advertising background, it's important to really carve out a distinct brand and stick with it. And so this is the brand. I'm really proud of the brand that I've developed. I feel like I've carved out a niche, and don't want to muddy it. Yes.
That's an article that's a blog that needs to be your content that's out there.
Yeah.
And
Yes, that's great.
you have to start putting that stuff out there so that when people start Googling why should I do this, they
Yeah.
can find it.
Yes, I use that, like I just did a sponsored post and I'm trying to, but I feel, for me, a lot of it's all paid. It's hard for me to get PR. It's been incredibly hard to get any PR, even locally. It's been really, really hard. So that's been frustrating for me. Sir?
Have you tried to introduce
but each month you get a little thing of something, a piece of art and the story of the artist behind the art, or I don't know which way you want to go with that. Have you looked at doing something like that?
I haven't. That's a good idea. I'm going to write some of these ideas down. Yes.
Sir, I just want to say thank you for presenting that. That was beautiful. I've been thinking about that question that you asked us, whether or not you should stick it out, and I don't have an answer for you. And I've been thinking about it. But the reason I brought up customer feedback is I suggest that you look at their feedback and have them make a decision. See what your customer says.
Thank you.
What's the business model? When you sell $1,000 piece of art, how much do you get? How much does the curator get? How does that work?
Yeah, sure. And just so you know, I mean, I'm so transparent about that sort of stuff because it's all on here. I have an artist FAQ so they can really see how that works. So it's just like a regular physical gallery. The split is 50-50. So if they buy a piece here, I get 50% of the list price.
So what I'm trying to understand is how scalable it is. How much does the curator get? Can you attract enough curators? In other words, can you make this something that's
Yeah.
scalable, highly investable business?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I work. The curators are just contract. They're on contract, so it's not tied to the commission at all. I'm really lucky with the arrangement I have with them. It's a very affordable arrangement, and I really don't have any other costs except promotion. Besides that, so I feel like it is scalable, and I think that's one I'm trying to figure out. Do I just kind of slowly keep trying to up the advertising a little bit? I mean, my competitors are spending so much money, and I'm kind of down here. So, yeah.
Do you have a sense of how much they pay for each customer they get?
I don't, but I know that they have. I mean, I can read about their growth. I'm reading, articles about their growth, and I can see it. So I know they're doing well, but I don't have specifics. Yeah, on how much they're spending. Yeah.
Do any of your artists have feedback on avenues that they typically, are able to sell their art more? I know it's a weird reverse question because you're a marketing expert, but they may know, they may have some insights into places that you're not publishing or, where you're not spending right now. Have you guys had those kind of conversations?
So as far as you mean publications or just in general outlets?
In general outlets that they're having success or could be
Yeah.
where they've spent other advertising dollars.
I mean, in general, artists don't market. They really don't like to do it. So what I have found funny is that when I call up these artists, some of them I'm intimidated by calling. They're just amazing. Their work's amazing, and they don't ask me about how I'm going to promote the site. They never ask me. They ask me. They want to know who they're going to be around. What are the other artists? They want to be around good art, and that's the most important thing to them in their career.
So just out of curiosity, as the devil's advocate side of me says, okay, I see that Mr. Brothers there at the bottom, and I have the ability to look at his piece on your site. Is that only available on your site? Because what's to keep me from contacting Mr. Brothers, and he gets 50% from your site, and I offer him a little less, but he gets 100% of that whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think most, because this is very common. I mean, galleries, you could go, even physical galleries now are having a web presence. So all the galleries in Santa Fe have their work online. So you could do the same thing when you're in Santa Fe. Artists really respect their galleries. They're not going to go behind our back because they know that we're the ones promoting the work. It's really like taboo to do that. So just keep in mind that, I mean, I'm sure it happens. And my philosophy for this site, I want it to be as easy as possible for artists to sell their work. So I don't get too crazy about exclusivity because it just makes it harder for the artist. So I just ask them, don't give me the same work, original piece of work, and put it in a physical gallery because we're going to sell it at the same time, and that's a problem. So they get that. But I said, yeah, your other work, great. Go ahead and sell it at other online galleries. It's fine.
You mentioned yourself that House is a great 16 million visits a month.
Yeah.
I really recommend just brainstorming a list of all those potential partners and using their distribution networks and really amping up your presence out there.
That's a great idea. I've tried to, I've reached out to places like One Kings Lane. I mean, other types of, I'm really big on partnerships. It's been hard to find some additional ones, but I think, yeah, it's a great idea. I will keep at it. And also use house more, because I feel like I'm not utilizing them as much.
I was thinking it might be really nice for you to get in an art magazine and get interviewed, because a lot of the magazines are having huge, like a really hard time filling the pages.
Yes. I have found it incredibly hard to get any press. Any press in Albuquerque, any press, I mean, it's just so hard. So I will keep at that.
Even an interview with Albuquerque Journal with Ruby Dars, just got to get the right person.
Yeah. I keep emailing them and bothering them, yes.
So here's a really kind of,
Thank you.
simple but kind of crazy suggestion. If I Google OAC, I come up with Wikipedia, but you're not listed in there. And yeah, so other people have OAC, Ohio Arts Council. You should be in there.
Yes.
So send in a
So you just put in OAC. Yeah, okay, thank you. Ohio Arts Council, it's been hard for me to, they are still at the top, and so I'm kind of, yeah, in that fight.
YouTube, since they
Yeah.
you put YouTube yourself as a little introduction.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Really organically.
That's a great idea.
Based on a lot of the questions and what you're saying and stuff like that, clearly there's a sensitivity to, like, there's certain things that are expensive, like for you specifically. I think just as far as advice, my biggest piece of advice is you have something really unique here. So just become the expert on this stuff. And the way you do that is not calling Albuquerque Journal, because you start writing it. I don't know if you have a LinkedIn profile, but write a
do.
thing on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
blog a lot, because what happens is after a period of time, it takes some patience, but after a period of time, if you are speaking as an expert, you suddenly are the expert.
Right, that's a great point, thank you. I mean, and that gets, and that gets back to just waiting it out and just doing things like that and maybe getting a part-time job when I'm not making as much money.
I think we got one last question for Mike, and then we'll ask our standard last question.
So addressing your press situation, what's your hook? Why would I, as a news director or a writer, want to publish something like this?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, so the press releases I've sent out have been about the hook locally, because it's different is the number of New Mexico artists that I'm promoting locally. Like I did a press release when I got on house.com, because all of a sudden you have 15 New Mexico artists that are being promoted nationally, that are on House selling work. I think that's a really great local angle. That's new, that's not been done. So that's sort of how I was pitching it.
And our standard last question is, how can we as a community help you grow your business?
Oh, I'm not prepared for this one. I think really the answer to that would be tell people about the site. Tell artists about the site. I built it so it's easy to help them sell work. There's a lot of great New Mexico artists. So spread the word about it. That would help a lot. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.